Yo, this is RVA Rap Elite Stat Central Southpaw Battle Coalition Stat Central. This is the place where we break down all things Rap Elite and Southpaw. We get into the statistics, we get into the storylines, we talk about the events, we do the predictions, all the things that need to be discussed in these platforms and these upcoming events. We have a busy few weeks ahead of us. We've got some super dope announcements to make that are going to change the game. And then we just have some things to break down. This is our first Stat Central episode, and want to say shout out to cousin Frank, Spielberg, Kane. These are my analysts. These are my, this is color commentary. This is expert opinions. This is the entire panel, should I say, of pundits that truly understand what's going on with these platforms. So we're salute, brothers. I appreciate y'all for being here.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's
man.
up, everybody?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Frank is the holder. He's the oracle of the statistics. He's the one that manages all of our stats. He's the one that keeps the scores. He's the one that keeps me updated and on my toes about all the documentation. So if you have a question about who scored what, when, how, what their average was, that's the man that keeps all that information, and we do have all of that information. So you will know about that.
The genius.
Kane, if you know anything about Kane, Supreme MC, he's been a part of this platform since the very beginning. He is also the man in the web show that does the interviews. So he's on the ground. He's been a GM, very experienced Rap Elite GM. He knows the platform inside and out. He's been in the Southpaw Battle Coalition ring. So he knows this platform, both platforms, very well. So he is an expert, and he will be a part of this panel as well. And then you also have Spielberg, removed from Richmond and is now in Houston, but all things Rap Elite. Spielberg has been a part from the very beginning on every level when it comes to doing the interviews, when it comes to playlists, it comes to just overall promotion of the platform. Judging, he's been our resident judge all the way up to this season, since the beginning. So he knows this platform inside and out as well. And then you have me, man. I've been around a couple of events here and there, with this Rap Elite Southpaw thing.
Yeah, I just do my thing.
I've been around a couple times. But yeah, we have a lot to discuss, fellas.
Let's get it.
A great couple of weeks coming up. We got RVA Rap Elite episode 48, April 16th, 6 p.m. at Tang and Biscuit. You can see there on the ticker. It will continue to remind you of such. And it's important that we talk about Rap Elite right now and talk about the Cypher and these MCs, because tomorrow is the episode 48 MC draft. In fact, I'm messing up because I did not share this link with the pertinent people who need to see it the most.
I got you, cousin. I'll do it.
All right. So So it does look like we are fortunately streaming on. We are streaming on. Shout out to Kazaya. Knew she wasn't gonna miss it. We are streaming on Southpaw YouTube. We're streaming on Rap Elite YouTube. We're streaming on Twitter. We are streaming on Facebook, in the Rap Elite group. So we are all over the Rap Elite spectrum right now. So,
metaverse.
you know, if you're watching, there's some comments. I'd love to engage with you during this conversation. All right, so let me grab
Yeah, let me jump in the comments real quick.
my handy statistics.
I'm going through my files right now. This is real official, Frank.
Very.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure we.
This is serious. A lot
Ex-
goes into this.
Excel expert.
I see. I see.
Oh, whoa. Speaking
I
of
feel
expert.
important right now with all these
Yeah.
documents.
Yeah,
Real corporate. Real corporate.
it's all.
Yeah,
It's
this is
all
my first time seeing the Southpaw rankings like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all the Rap Elite spreadsheets, but this is the first time I've seen the standings.
So yeah. So now the interesting thing about the standings. So I want to be clear about this before we get to sharing any of that information. Is that the official rankings in the way that we will be ranking our MCs? We'll get into that a little bit later. That form that we have right now and the rankings that we have right now are based solely on wins and losses. But we will be developing a power ranking system that is multi.
Froze a little bit.
Lose them?
Did he
Froze
freeze?
He'll probably come back in a minute.
Faceted
He froze.
and laid. What
He
makes
froze.
that?
Froze again.
I froze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Frozone.
Man, I'm trying to move.
We can hear you. We can hear you
Hear
though.
you now.
But your picture is just frozen right now.
My face looks look like I'm kissing. Look like I'm
Yeah, you
kissing
back.
sky. I saw it. It's crazy.
Yeah, you back.
All right, so so yeah, we'll get into that later when we're talking Southpaw. But right now, we need to get into RVA Rap Elite episode 48. So what we do have going on at episode 48. So yeah, did you share that with Southpaw Rap Elite Cypher?
I didn't, but I'll do it now. I sent it to the draft. I sent it to the Cypher chat. But
Okay,
yeah, I'm
so
gonna send it to the Southpaw one now.
Bet. Yes. So we'll start off with our sound clash. Kane, you were able to interview Ja at his last win against Swansea at season premiere. We just, posted that footage yesterday. It's been making its rounds. A lot of people have been commenting on it. Congratulating Corey Ja. Corey Ja is returning from tour. Did South by Southwest, just moving around as he does, performing everywhere that he can get his hands on a microphone. The thing about him is that he stays sharp. Cooler Von Seal at episode 47 went up against Real Life and was able to take the victory against Real Life. What do you guys think about Cooler Von Seal versus Corey Ja? What do you expect from the matchup? Any predictions?
I mean, I think both of them bring their people out. I think both of them do that very well, and obviously, we go to the crowd as far as who won, and we understand that when you bring in people, they're gonna be biased to you one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't like to get into that aspect of it.
But I'm just saying. Well, I'm just saying that's it's just a part. If we're talking about predicting it, what I'm saying, it's kind of just a part of it. But I mean, they're both dope MCs, so I'm not bringing that up to diminish, who they are, on that stage. But I actually bring it up because I think I was actually saying that to say I think we'll have it'll be like probably one of our biggest ones as far as engagement. That's really why I was saying that, because they both do a very good job of bringing out their people. And so I think we're going to see like more engagement in Sound Clash than we had before. And the engagement has always been good, but I think it's going to be a little bit heightened. There's a something in the water at stake too. So that's going to be big. You know what I'm saying? I think both of them are going to pay attention to that. So
yeah, I think this is going to be probably the most interesting matchup with Corey Ja thus far. I mean, you look at the Skinny Hendrix, that was an interesting one as well going into that. In regards to the crowd, I mean, I'm looking at all of these, and I think I saw every one of them except one. And I've, he definitely deserved every win that he came away with. Corey Ja, man, he's got a strong presence. You just feel his the passion. You know what I'm saying? Like like I said in the interview, bro, that my 14-year-old niece was like, yo, that's like Rod Wave 2.0. And when she said that, I couldn't believe she said that, because Rod Wave is like, man. And I think she meant like in a similar way where he's talking about his life and struggles in a certain way, and he just cuts through, man. He cuts through. I think we've seen other people try to out energy him and do these other things to try to get the dub, and somehow it doesn't seem like he has to try to do a lot. He controls the stage, he does his thing, and he does it well. And he's very comfortable and he's very confident up there. But I think when you look at Kula, you look at similar, she knows how to cut through, and she's confident. And that's why I think this is going to be an interesting clash for sure.
Yeah. And
Nah, you good. I was just gonna mention, just chime in just a little bit, but just from what I know of Kula, she is a passionate MC. I'm anxious to see if she's gonna step up the stage presence in regards to maybe like throwing any, she's theatrical, so she might throw in a little bit of something, a wild card. That's what I'm anxious to see there. But Corey Ja is strong. You like Kane said, you have a tendency to feel his music, because he kind of brings you in with the way he kind of like narrates his whole set. So,
but the other thing, Spill, is that he's proven that he can deal with those wild cards when somebody,
facts.
Who was the last one against Wansi? Remember, he had the little direct shot at him at the end of his set.
I was going to bring that up. So that's the thing that, with Wansi, I mean, with Corey Ja, is that he has been evolving his game. And the thing is, like, he prepares records specifically for Sound Clash, because he doesn't have, he's got an album that's sitting now that he just finished. So he's probably got records from that. But he doesn't have a lot of records that are already out and streaming and that people have access to. So you can't really even study his catalog if you're preparing for him. But the fact that he prepares records specifically for Sound Clash,
that's tough. That's
tough, bro.
Yeah, because it allows him, just like he did last time. You asked him, was that off the cuff or was that planned? He's like, oh no, that's planned, because he wrote the record for Sound Clash. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's able to incorporate whatever he wants to incorporate into these songs that already draw you into his vibe, mood. The production that he picks is always right in the same chord as, as his approach to a record. You know what I'm saying? So it's never like, he doesn't have like production that's like this hype production. It's like, it's heavy, it's soulful, it's moody. So it's like when he gets into whatever bag he's in, the production always matches it. So that I think that's what allows him to bring people in.
Yeah.
With Kula, she's also the thing about Kula is she's an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Like she is an entertainer. I've seen her turn crowds that never knew who she was, you know, and it's her personality. It's the way that she talks to the audience. She pulled veteran moves against real life at the last episode. He did a song. Who did he do a song? What's the name of the singer? Damn, what's her name? Her mom named Frankie. What's shorty name?
Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole. So he did a song called Keisha Cole, and you know, like song was cool, right? Song was dope record, real dope record, and like at the end, right before Kula comes back on, she goes, "Oh yeah, man, I like Keisha Cole, you know." Her mom's was, I don't know if she said she was like a crackhead or something, but she was like, she said something like real, like slick about her mom's. And she was like, yeah, I thought that was crazy. Like, and it made the audience laugh, and it kind of like diminished, you know, it kind of like soured.
It took out the thunder.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that I was like, oh, that was so veteran. Right.
Yeah.
And it also just makes you now pay attention to her and what she's about to do. You know what I mean? And that's little things like in battle rap that people do between rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like that can just turn how you felt about what you just heard into something different. You know what I'm saying? And I think that and her ability to get crowds on her side is something that is a talent in itself. And I know that she said she saved her, you know, her biggest records like the VA anthem and stuff like that people are familiar with for Corey Ja. So it's going to be interesting. And as much as I say I don't like to speak about the audience bringing out the crowd, you're right, Frank. They both do bring out a crowd, so there won't be this one-sided. This person has a crowd, the other person doesn't have a crowd.
I know Cooler bringing the crowd.
Yeah, man.
They're gonna do that. And they're both likable artists when it comes to the audiences.
Yep.
So it ain't a thing where this person's more popular, that one more popular. It's gonna really boil down to, you know, who commands that stage.
Yeah.
It's gonna come down to who commands the stage even more than the records themselves. You know, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this is turning into a nice little storyline here because I didn't really know that about Corey Ja's, like that he's preparing, so you know, these records tailored for this sound class. You have that element. You add in his streak where he is. He knows people are gunning for him now, and Kula is a nice candidate for that.
Right.
For that job, and like you said, all the things about her entertaining factor, and this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good one, man.
It's definitely gonna be good. You know, both of them are hungry for stages, so to know that there's something in Deepwater situation pending is definitely gonna drive them to bring their best. I'm excited about that. I'm definitely excited about it. I think it's gonna be a really good battle. And yeah, man. Shout out to both Corey Ja. Let's shout out to Corey Ja also, because being 4-time Sound Clash champion, the number one rule is you can't repeat records.
Right.
So he already dropped an album.
Yes.
On this
already dropped an album.
That's so dope, bro.
12 songs.
Yep.
On the Sound Clash stage. This will be 15.
Crazy.
And look, and I'm gonna just run this down because we talking about, you know, him doing music specific for people, but Ross Skrilla, it was him and Ross Skrilla. That was the first Sound Clash.
Right.
Then it was him and Cadillac Cat.
Right.
Him and Skinny Hendrix, and then him and Wonsky. And the reason I bring it, and they're different. Yeah, and they're different art. They're not the same artist type. So when you're looking at how Corey Ja is able to like prepare for these guys, it's man, it's dope to see, bro.
Shout out to Teresa Cook in the comment.
Peace.
Appreciate you. She said Cool is good at her comebacks. and he's dope for dropping out. Yeah, for dropping out new records. Absolutely, man. It says a lot about, you know, his desire to win this competition, because it's like, I don't even have this many records in my catalog. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna make sure I have these records when it comes time to get on that stage, and that is super impressive to me. So shout out to both of those MCs, man. It's going to be a good one. And now moving on to our 5-on-5. Team Pharaoh is going for their 5th victory. So they are also 4-time. They started when Corey Ja started his run. Team Pharaoh started their run. And we have Team Pharaoh, which is now Pharaoh, Bakari Kennedy, Stick the Scribe, Robaloo, and C Spice, produced by Quiet Boy.
Right.
And they are going up against Team Preem, which is Preem, Big Genia, Keziah, our new MC, and Chef Token.
With Zim on the beats. And Zim beats
Zim Digital on the beats.
Zim on the beats. Zim got them hitters.
They could have a 5th surprise MC.
Yeah.
Because they have not announced that 5th MC. So we don't know that they may have a surprise in the tuck. I think this is interesting. This is interesting for a number of reasons. Chef Token is on Team Preem. Chef Token and Pharaoh are scheduled to battle at the Battles at Boombox event the very next week.
Nice.
So you have that element
in
there as well.
I like that.
Storylines, you know.
Definitely got to use a couple throwaways that ain't in your rounds, you know. Solid throwaways, because it's on. It could almost be like a face-off promotional moment.
Yeah,
where you get a couple good jabs in there.
Yeah,
but that's I like that, and it's like a little bit of practice too. You know, for both of those guys. Yep. That's interesting though. It's like, so Pharaoh's, you got Pharaoh to run that again.
So Pharaoh, Bakari Kennedy, Robaloo, C Spicy, Stick the Scribe.
Okay, so they pretty much it's all battle MCs versus battle MCs. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Preem it's just I don't think I've ever seen Genia in this type of format.
And Genia can rap on beat.
He can rap
on beat. That's what I want to see, because I love seeing that shit. That's what will make this appealing to me.
Right.
You know, I like to see the guys from, you know, the battle arena just rap over beats, you know, and I love to see when it transitions well, and because Southpaw is kind of becoming notorious for that happening the other way around. You know, you got guys that come from the cypher, or you know, that make music or whatever, and go into the battle world and have been doing pretty well for the most part. But it's cool to see it the other way around, because it's like this unknown, you know.
Right, absolutely, and that is the multiverse that is Rap Elite and Southpaw now, and that's one of the reasons that Stat Central is so important, because we're here to tell and tie those storylines together. We're here to make sure that people are aware of the layers and the nuances of what's going on these platforms, because I feel like we've done a relatively poor job of storytelling when it comes to content for how people who are not immersed in the platforms to truly understand what's going on, right? They see clips of ciphers, they see the highlights, they see people get belts, they see stuff like that, but they're not really like Only the MCs and the diehards really know the ins and outs of what's happening on Rap Elite, what ins and outs of what's happening on Southpaw. And we want to make sure that people are able to be tapped in and it's digestible and that it's easy for them to, okay, I can follow this along this way now. So if you're tapped in and watching this, we appreciate it, because this is what's going to help us really, really tie, the threads and like kind of close the gaps between the audience and the platform itself, right? But we want to make sure that the people that are following it, you can follow it like any other sport. It requires and needs the analyzations. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like, I'm glad I have this group. I feel like is the perfect group to really to get into these types of conversations. So once again, super shout out to y'all. Super shout out to those that are watching. And let's get into talking about the super meat and potatoes. Wait. I'm sorry. What's the predictions for the 5-on-5? Do we have any predictions for the 5-on-5?
Run down Preem's team again.
Like how it could go. Like how could it go? Because I mean, Preem, Jenya standing on stage together is already like visually towering type of situation. And you have Keziah, a new MC, but she's super spirited. She got a lot of sass and and like she just has a passion for it. I'm interested to see. We were supposed to have Mel in the last one, but we've never had a woman MC in the 5-on-5. So this is history. Only her second episode.
Yeah, Keziah coming, yo. She here.
Oh yeah, she's
here, yo.
Yeah, she's
I love it.
She's not playing any game.
I love it, yo. I love it.
She's got sudden death verses in place.
Yeah, man.
Cypher. She's not.
Yeah. I like Team Preem in this one because I feel like, obviously we look at the two big names in that side. We look at Preem and we look at Jenya, and they not getting into it for nothing, to play around. They got, I mean, they're competitors. Not to say that the other group isn't, but I like it. If I'm a betting man, I'm there's probably plus money on Team Preem, right? Right, Frank? You know what I'm saying? That's where the profit is gonna be.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling different.
My money on that side.
What you're saying, I know what you're saying.
I know what you're saying, though.
That they're the underdogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They have to be the underdogs.
They have to be. I mean,
Oh, that's right, because you said
Pharaoh's on a 4-win streak as well. And you've got some.
And they've got, Team Pharaoh has the continuity.
They got a chemistry.
They got that. And then the other thing is the consistency that they have to where everybody does their thing. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people on the team who are the strongest, but everybody does what they're supposed to do. And what happens is in 5-on-5, if you got a team and then one of your guys kind of stumble or something like that, you kind of lose it already. Pharaoh's squad really kind of stays very consistent with, we gonna bring, y'all know what we coming with. Are you doing your thing? So
and you match it.
Right. You gotta match it.
Yeah.
You can't count on them messing up, basically.
Right.
Like, don't count on
that's what you can't count on, because that's
you
not
count on that.
what's going to happen. Right. They're not going to do that. Now, here's the interesting thing. Neither of you have seen this because, Ken, you weren't able to make it to the last one. But we changed the format of how the order of things go. So the 5-on-5 now occurs before the open cipher, before the Rap Elite cipher. So there is a full-on audience.
That changes things a lot. That's a big factor.
That's huge.
It did. And that's I mean, that was probably the most intense.
It was.
Audience was so engaged in the 5-on-5.
That's beautiful.
It was
beautiful.
It was a crazy feeling.
Yeah,
Good, because that event deserves that kind of
That
attention.
crowd, it
it
does.
does.
Yeah, it's a one of a kind type of thing. You got
Reminisces to what the beginning of what was it, season 3?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Reminiscent to that, bro.
Darkroom
Days.
Five
Yes,
on
sir.
five in the darkroom
Right.
days. Crazy.
crazy.
That would have been.
Crazy.
That would be. Oh my god.
First 804 versus 757. Oh my
Crazy.
god.
Yeah, y'all.
Insane, bro.
Okay, hold on. There's a couple
All right,
things.
let's get on task.
Hold on, no, because the comments are crazy right now. So shout out to Madam V, who said Keziah is the princess of RVA Rap Elite. If
Let's
someone
go.
say that,
Okay, I like that.
that's a torch pass right there.
That is.
Amen.
Madam V
Amen.
for saying that.
Straight up.
Vintage asked who's on Team Preem. Well, they need an MC. Vintage.
They need an MC.
Jenny, what's up?
That was East Rolling. That was a little Easter egg right there.
Hey, Preem Team
Rock.
Preem has Preem, Big Genia, Keziah, and
You,
Oh, Chef.
Chef, yeah.
Chef.
Chef Token.
Yo, that's
Oh, he froze.
crazy that he
He froze
froze
again.
right there.
Yep.
Yo, you back.
Yeah, right.
Flex. Only radio would be able to freeze in a flex.
Right.
Sean King said all that sounds nice, but Pharaoh team got matching crystals.
Sean, stupid.
Word.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yo.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. Crazy. You guys are nuts. All right, so gonna be an interesting 5-on-5. Gonna be a lot of energy in the audience, a lot of energy on that stage. So we could have some surprises. Like I said, Team Preem still has a 5th spot opened up, so anybody could pop up in Richmond rap or beyond, Virginia rap or beyond. So who knows, man? So to the meat and potatoes, not to push anything else aside, the Rap Elite Cypher, the main event. Gotta blast this off real quick.
That was cool.
You know,
It's all about presentation, guys.
gotta blast that off.
Come on, dog.
You know what I mean?
Who else doing this out here? Nobody.
Next time I'm gonna act like I've been there before, but I had to do that one. Next time,
yeah, you know, shout out to StreamYard for making this all super crispy and giving us these functionalities that we need. Wow. So when we talk about, let me see if I can pull up.
that shit. Next time I gotta come in a suit.
Yeah, we might have to.
You feel me? Get my Stephen A on out
Yeah.
Skip. Look at
Trust me, this is our first time. It's a little rough. I guarantee you, as this develops, it's going to be crazy. We're gonna have some special segments. Everybody gonna have their own segment and all kind of things to be responsible for. It's gonna be a real first take-ish. Well, we're not even gonna use them words. We're gonna be better than all of that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're gonna be better than all of that because the platforms deserve this type of attention. The Rap Elite Cypher. So episode 47, we saw Wanski win his 3rd title. Season premiere, we saw Will Young win his 1st title, but he is now not in. He wasn't able to be at episode 47. He's not going to be at episode 48 because he'll be preparing for his battle with Sonny Koufax, which we'll be discussing a little later at the Battles at Boombox. So we do definitely have Trey Authentic back again, which is our season 5 MVP. We have Wanski. Now Wanski won episode 47 by going directly at Trey Authentic. So we will be talking about that. But before we get into that, let's talk about the field. Because I know we have some GMs watching. Tomorrow is the episode 48 MC draft. So our GMs, and Kane, you know how it is being a GM when you're studying the field. You didn't have the benefit of a Stat Central to prep you for this. So I hope our GMs are watching. I hope they're doing their due diligence. We're about to give some cheat codes away that other GMs never really had the opportunity to be privy to. Right? We're gonna break down.
I ain't giving them shit.
You know,
I ain't giving them no info. I feel salty. I should have had that. I should have had that trophy the year.
Oh, I know. You still.
Yeah, I'm too. No, I'm playing. No, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about
it. Let me. I'm scared to even move this damn thing around now.
We got a nice little lineup here. I'm looking at the name. We got some returning, some people that's Chuck Dolo's back.
Chuck
Dolo
got fucking fit and said, let's see what his let's see if he come out with a new persona.
I'm ready for that.
Got to see what his lyrical is like.
Right. So for those that familiar with Chuck Dolo, he's an MC that started in season 2 Gold Room days. Around the same time, same episode, Kilroy G appeared first. Same episode, Yeah, same episode Big B did his first Rap Elite Cypher. He is definitely, an old staple, a veteran of the Rap Elite Cypher. He's probably maybe been around a couple of times since the bubble. But pre-bubble days, pre-pandemic days, dark room days, champion brewery days.
Yep.
And we were seeing, and he's an MC that we saw get better and better each time he was getting to the stage at the time that he stopped showing up.
Right.
So I'm excited to see, and I think he only popped up once since then. He popped up on some like taking shots at everybody. It was a tough verse. And what season was that? I think that was still in. I think that was in 4.
That was at the dark room.
Yeah, in the big room.
Yeah, that was in the big room.
So that was season 4. Yeah,
season 4.
Yeah.
So it's good to have him back. But let's run down this whole list real quick. I'm trying to. Might have to use my phone.
Hey, you want to open that doc that I sent you?
I'm trying to.
Trey Authentic, Kilo Kai, Mickey Biz.
Yeah, I got it now. Yep. So Trey Authentic, Kilo Kai, Mickey Biz, Trap Star Tay. All right, so I'm just gonna run down this list, and we can discuss them one by one. Trey Authentic, we already know what the deal is, right? 5-time Cypher champion. We thought he was gonna be sitting down for a while. Not come to find out, he's not. He's just as inspired as ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say about him for right now, because we have to get into this feud that's going on. For those that don't know, we'll get into that a little bit later. So Kilo Kai, an MC that we haven't seen in a while. 757, solid MC. He hasn't broken through to get to sudden death before, or obviously not won a cypher, but he's been an MC that has struck some chords before, and he always brings something interesting. The question is, I feel like at one point he got a little redundant with the content, and then we seen him not show up for a while. But Kilo Kai, I've always thought he has a lot of potential. If he decides that he wants to push on his pen and wants to, to shake things up, he has the ability to do that. He's an MC that definitely brings a lot of personality to the stage. And he does some slick talking, and he's a very confident MC. You can hear him clear. right? So he can be dangerous. Mickey Biz is another MC that I feel like falls in that same range.
Yep.
He has a pen, he has clear delivery, but I feel like he needs to break it's like his flow can be redundant. He doesn't, he stays kind of like in this one space of how he raps that just doesn't grab the attention of the audience. But I feel like, he has what it takes to get over the hump with that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got anybody want to chime in, just to add on any, feel free.
No, you're exactly right on that. I really think Mickey Biz, he does have the substance, but as far as like what he can say when he's on stage, but I feel that he can push it just a little bit further to be more creative to grab the attention of the crowd.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I really think he can.
And just something a little bit more, little more clever, a little witty. Just change the flow up, switch the flow up, get in a different pocket, and I think we get a different result,
a different reaction. Yeah, and reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Trap Star Tay, this is her second appearance, and her first at season premiere. Man, I thought, I would love to see her do like some more clever things with the pen, a little more complexity. But the way she talked and the way she performed,
she's dope.
She's dope.
She's dope.
She's something different, and you paid attention to her. And she had her people out there too, so there was an energy around it. But she had a confidence, like the way she's like, "Oh, these little boys," it was the way that she kind of carried it was really fresh and refreshing. And so when she signed up this time, I seen certain people like Illa Styles commented like glad to see you back, and stuff like that. So when the GMs are paying attention to Trap Star Tay.
She has something when the GMs are paying attention,
right? And she was the last one to sign up. You know what I'm saying?
She made a lot of people pay attention. She shook the room. She shook the room.
You were doing an interview, I think, during her performance, and you could hear the noise from
background from it.
Yeah, and again, my niece came up and said, "You got to go interview her. She was dope."
Oh, word.
Like, okay, yeah. And then I went back and watched the verse. Yes,
that's it. Real life, 2-time champion. We don't have to say a lot. He can do what he wants when he wants.
That's a fact.
He scored, I think, second at episode 47.
Correct.
Real life, man. He's also a person that has to battle the very next week. I think he second guessed whether or not he wanted to sign up, but he grabbed one of the last spots. He's a microphone fiend. He's a cipher fiend. He just had
a crazy battle performance, but I know we'll get to that. But speaking to his pen, the pen is, we know he got a pen.
Sharp. His pen is sharp. I mean, no question. There's no question in that. Before his entry into Southpaw, there's no question in his pen. His pen is one of the most complex when it comes to the wordplay, when it comes to the rhyme schemes, the structures. He's incredible. I just think sometimes he takes his foot off the gas in the cipher. He said that. He's agreed to that. But he's also said that he doesn't intend to do that this season. I think he signed up because he wants every opportunity to get in MVP range.
Yep.
I think he wants it. I don't think he wants to pass up an opportunity
to
get a hoodie so that he can make sure that he has every opportunity to be MVP this year.
He's so consistent, man. He's so, as when I was a GM, that was a name every month that you have to consider. Hey, I could pick him first.
Exactly.
Any pick I get, in the first round, if he's still around, you got to get him. No matter what's going on, he's super consistent. For how long has he been? When did he start? What season?
Man, he was in champion, maybe like a couple episodes, right?
Yeah. So I mean, he's been
around.
Doing this thing
season
now.
Season 2 on. He made his real
4 is
Debut.
where he
Season
kind of
4
He
is
came
really
out.
came, yeah. When
That's
he
the
on
came
the
out.
come out party.
the rooftop. Season
Right.
4. That was such a pivotal episode because so many people had their comeuppance on that roof. But he was one of them. And then
Right.
shortly after that, he won his first hoodie. Zim Digital. Let me tell you,
Crazy.
when it comes to lyricism,
Man.
and it comes to complex pens concepts, I don't think we've ever had anyone who wants to challenge the listeners the way that Zim Digital does. From his first concept with the pen and instrumental to the second one with the bomb and the phone coding, I think, you know, every time you have to pay attention to what he's bringing because he's not approaching any of the, and then he ends up releasing these as records, right?
It's crazy, bro.
Yo,
Dude,
he's
he's
multi-talented.
super talented, bro.
This is a
Bruh,
very
it's so
multi-talented
crazy.
guy.
See, I saw
Yeah,
that.
yo.
I saw that and thought maybe he performed his record for the cipher. Is the other way around?
It's the other way around.
Right.
That's
Yes,
fine.
yo.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. So it's because he released his 5-on-5 verse.
Yeah.
That he didn't get off
He
at
did.
the event.
It's smart.
He didn't get it off. He
It's
took it
smart
at the
too
event.
for other cipher MCs. Just make that shit stretch so it's more than one piece of content.
Exactly. Utilize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's super creative, and he's already announced that the name of this verse is called "Moving Mountains."
That's dope.
You know, he feels like he has something to prove because he did choke in the 5-on-5. And he, the concept that he was trying to get off with the bomb at the last episode didn't quite go how he intended for it to go. So I feel like he feels like he has something to prove, and I think this is what Moving Mountains is going to be about. So I'm excited to see what that is.
And just a stat real quick with him. First debut, he was number 5 in the top 5. You see what I'm saying? He was
Right.
in the top 5. So I mean, the guy is talented, man.
Very talented.
Absolutely.
He's dangerous.
Shout out to his contributions, video contributions to the web.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a guy who does 3D animation. He produces his own music. He's a super talented guy. Shout out to Zim Digital. Jordy is another MC that I feel like has potential. He's and you could tell that he tries something new every time. We haven't seen him in some months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm interested in seeing if there's, what his evolution has been, how he approaches the cipher this time. He's just an MC that I felt like each time was trying different things to get it over the hump and figure out what it was that he needed to bring. But I think he's also struggled to get in the pockets flow wise. And content wise, he could up his, pushing his pen harder, but there's definitely potential there with Jordy. He performs well. I think he captures people's attention the moment he gets on stage, and he has a spirit about him that if he can click those other things in place, then I think that he will be able to command the audience in a way that will get them behind him. So it'll be interesting to see what he does at episode 48. Stick the Scribe.
Boy.
Big conversation.
If we can get 5-on-5, Stick the Scribe, we might have an issue.
Exactly. So we have not seen Stick the Scribe in the Rap Elite Cypher in many moons.
Yeah.
Since maybe the beginning of
season 5. He was episode 36 and 37 where he scored a 25 and then a 27.5. So like Stick coming with the bars, bro.
Facts.
You already know.
And then in the 5-on-5s, he's dropped some
crazy
first year potential stuff.
Yes.
And everyone said, well, we need that Stick in the 5-on-5. he's been in the chat like chomping at the bit. He can't wait. He's like, this is going to be my
Dude, machine, man.
my time, right?
Yeah.
He's always in the trenches with the Trey Authentics. He's in the trenches with the Bakari Kennedys. This is who he spars with in the dark, right? So, they're kind of cliquey, and he knows Trey. We'll get into that.
That's a dope trio. That's a dope trio.
Yeah. So that's why when they rap at each other, it's always a thing. If you notice, the month where Stick went crazy, he's only person with more authentic with the bars than Trey Authentic. Like they're giving kudos as opposed to disses. You know what I'm saying? Even last month, he was like, outside of this, I got your back type of lines and stuff like that. So this is an opportunity where they don't have to go directly at each other, but they probably still will shoot shots because of the pure respect level of this. So I'm interested.
Oh, he froze.
I think it's Shiva Bruce. I froze.
Yeah, you back.
Shiva Bruce. Another MC where I feel like he has a lot of potential. Like I can hear his pen. Yeah. He has a pen.
He does.
He has.
He's got to put it together, bro.
But his showmanship has not come across effective. He's always done a little too much, right? Either the voice inflections or he's trying to do he's got the mask on. And he's trying to do too much with his feet, and he's
putting the show on.
Fire, you know what I mean? He's trying to put on a show, but it ends up taking away from what he's written. Sometimes he doesn't memorize his stuff all the way. He doesn't get the verse off. But there's been glimpses of a strong pen. And I feel like if he takes the mask off, he gets the verse down, he stands in one spot and raps that verse, we're going to see a whole different type of situation with Shiva Bruce.
Amen.
And we said that in the breakdown. He agreed to it. So I'm thinking we will finally get to see a clean Shiva Bruce performance that could give us a different viewpoint on what Shiva Bruce brings to the cipher. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Gato, brand new MC. We've never seen him before. He's multi-talented. He's an artist. He does a number of things, but I've seen some freestyles in the car that he's done. He's an abstract thinker. And he does some different things with the flows. I think he could be interesting. I'm interested to see what he does on that stage. We can't really do much predicting because we haven't seen him up there yet. But he's an interesting character and an interesting MC.
Right.
Bonkers we have seen. I think we've been seeing some improvements from Bonkers month to month, but we haven't seen him really put it together yet. I think his pen is all over the place. I think his performance is still lacking some confidence.
Yeah.
But I feel like his desire to improve is what we're gonna see each month as he continues on. So I'm interested to see his progression and growth because I think he has the desire and I think he has the ability to do it for sure. It's just a matter of him putting it all together.
Just putting it all together, taking it serious.
Kid Deceptive.
Firestorm.
He is a young guy, 19 years old. He has made a splash onto the rap elite scene very quickly. A lot of people paying attention to him. He has a lot of energy as a person, a lot of energy on stage. Performance is attention grabbing. His delivery is attention grabbing. Vocal projection, great. The things that he has struggled with is pacing himself on stage in his performance. He's lost his breath both times, which has kind of hampered where he could go with it. But also, I'll say I would like, and I think the judges would like to see him push his pen harder. He sounds great, but when you get to breaking down the lines, there's some great ones there's some good ones in there, but the overall content of his bars is a little bit lacking.
Yeah.
And I think that the judges I've already said that I felt like I've been a little generous this season with my scoring. So my scoring will be calibrated this month. So times where you might have got a 9 from me,
The Russian judge is into the chat.
if you've been getting an 8, you might get a 7. If you bring the same thing you brought before. So if you don't base what you're gonna get from me on what you got from me before, but I think also the judges may be a little more critical going forward. So I would say Kid Deceptive has the potential. He is still one watch, right? He's
definitely one to watch.
5 last episode, and I think he deserved it. But I feel like if he wants to win, which I know he's here to win.
Yeah, exactly.
He's here to win. He's not talking about scoring high. You know what I mean? He wants to win. And the reason why I'm saying the things I'm saying is in order for him to win, he's going to need to push it a little bit harder. But I feel like he's got all the tools to do it. That's period. He is a future rap elite star.
Yeah,
as long as he continues
easily.
to
push that pen, bro. Get a little bit more clever.
Yeah, can't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly.
Chuck Dolo on. Chuck Dolo has a crazy pen. Chuck Dolo is confident. Chuck Dolo now has dropped 100 pounds. He's feeling fit. He's going to his breath control is probably going to be better. You know what I mean? His performance is probably going to be more energetic. Trust me when I say you gotta watch Chuck Dolo. You gotta watch Chuck Dolo. And he knows what it takes to win over a rap elite crowd. He's been there before, So shout out to Chuck Dolo. I'm definitely interested to see what he brings. Trey, the third Trey, was gonna be going by Tremaine. We don't know a lot about him. I can tell you one thing. He's one of the people that is very close to Kid Deceptive. They're homies. Right? They came up rapping together. Kid Deceptive says that Tremaine is one of the reasons why he raps. So,
okay.
We know he has talent. Listen to some of this stuff on his page. Some of the stuff is melodic. Some of the stuff he's rapping. He does a lot of different styles. It'll be interesting to see what style he brings to the rap elite stage. But he's very confident. He's not, if Kid Deceptive's confident, these two are already throwing shots at each other in the chat, like, I'm the reason this, that, and the other. Oh, you my boy, but I gotta do you like this. Okay. We got that kind of conversation going on between the two of them. And then Tremaine does not like that there's other two Treys in the cipher. And he'd be like,
some shots.
We may get some shots in that exchange as well. Charnel, Nell Buzzin'. Dope MC.
Yeah.
She's got some swag. You know what I'm saying? She's been wanting to get in the cypher the last couple of months. It maxed out too quick for her last month. So I don't know. She deactivated her IG or something in the last week. So I'm not sure if everything is cool, but I expect her to be there. And if she is, I think there's a high ceiling for her.
Zero Dark 30 on us.
So maybe she's in the hyperbolic chamber, you know what I'm saying, getting ready. We don't know, you know what I mean? But I'm interested to see what she brings to the stage as well. Here's another Trey, a very important Trey. Trey St. Fauntleroy. Listen, okay. I feel like, shout out to my brother Name Brand, much love and respect. But Name Brand shorted him on a score the last episode that kept him out of the top 5. But he was in the top 5 in his first episode.
Number 4.
And he rapped just as good, if not better, at episode 47. He's interesting. His wordplay is crazy. The storytelling, the way that he puts his shit together is different.
Yeah, bro.
His stage presence, he's one of those guys you're not really sure what you're gonna get each time. He brought a whole different element to the 5-on-5 last episode. Whole different element there. The guy's extremely talented and very pen heavy.
And just to keep it in perspective of, talking about his score might have been too low on one of the judges, that only put him in the top 6. So
with a 7.5 on this
exactly. So the fact that he was
7.5 and you still end up in the top 6,
crazy, bruh. He's dope.
Yeah, I think. Hey, is this a good moment to just speak to how the scoring real quick?
Sure.
I know we're talking about it, but you know what I'm saying. So in regards to the scoring, for anybody listening, first time or you've been around but you haven't understand the scoring. So basically, the way it works is we have 3 judges that will judge every MC that comes up, and we do it on a scale of 1 to 10. And you're able to give a 0.5. So you can do 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up, right? So you can do that. What happens is we tally those scores. Obviously, the highest you could ever get is a 30. We've given out some of those, but it's rare. But we do give them out. And then what we have is we consider this the first round. So if there's ever a 0.5 difference at the top of the scores, then we go into what's called a sudden death, which in most episodes we will go to a sudden death. But that's how we do our scoring system. It's a 30 point, 10. Like I said, any judge can give from 1 to 10, and then we tally those up, and that's how we come up with, the top 5, top 20, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's definitely for our folks that haven't been following, and our casual folks that might be tapped in. I appreciate you tapping in. If you're learning that by watching this, then glad to have you. Now, so where were we? Oh, C Spicy. C Spicy made his return last episode. He did run out of air. I think that he was excited. I think he was excited to be back. And he jumped out and he jumped off the porch a little too hard. And how he does. He's always got a part where he's speeding up the rhyme. And I feel like it got a hold of him. But Spice is always unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't know what you're gonna necessarily get. It's gonna be entertaining. He might have some crazy line, like crazy one-liner in there that lights the room up. He's also got a battle the very next week against Introverse, which we'll be talking about.
Man, it's so crazy how Spike, like when we first saw him to where he is now.
Oh yeah,
he raps better in the cipher. He's been on a 5-on-5 team that's 4-0 in Team Pharaoh, and he contributes.
Yes,
and he's about to have his second battle.
Right, he's
after winning his first battle.
Right, he's 1-0 with Southpaw. So.
Spicy out here, bro.
Shout
out to Spicy, man.
Hip Hop Luffy.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Preem is in the cipher.
Crazy.
Preem is just first of all, shout out to
5 and
shout out to Preem because Jesus. 5-on-5, the cipher. Then the following week, he has a world title shot.
Yes.
Against Habib.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
Crazy to me.
That's a lot of rap.
I would never even do, like, I don't know. I like to focus my energy in one place. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But
he's a vet, though.
Close it off.
Yeah,
that'll be crazy. That'll be history.
the thing about Preem is he's a last minute writer too.
Yeah, and he
ain't written for
well known. He doesn't try to hide that. He's which is another thing that would give me anxiety with all those things.
But here's one thing. Here's one thing that we've talked about too, in some of the chats that we had, that we think, like when I want to see some of the battle rappers jump into this, right? And that's because if you can get to a sudden death, I feel
it's over.
I feel like it's meant for the veteran battle rappers once they get to a sudden death, because they just can rap. Yeah. It's not over a beat. Oh my God.
Is Preem writing also a sudden death
verse? He'll freestyle that shit. It'll be dope. I think he could freestyle, because the pacing, he's at home right there, and his
that is
anyway.
Exactly.
You're gonna smack the shit out of the fish lady,
right? Right.
Got fried and smacked it.
Oh my God.
Nah, man, but I'm looking forward to seeing Preem. You know what I'm saying? And look, that's me also trying to bait some of these other Southpaw and just battle rappers in the city, man. Come through, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got the bars, come fuck with us, man.
That's a fact, man.
I'll let your boys.
All right, man. And Keziah, the newly crowned princess of RVA rap.
I like that.
I definitely do like it, because I have a soft spot for Keziah, and the reason I do is because since she's been signed up, she has been the most tapped in. She is in the comments crazy right now. She has been the most tapped in MC probably of all. She was at the Charged Up takeover the entire time.
Yeah.
Sporting a smile, talking to everyone, meeting everyone, networking with everyone.
That's beautiful.
She was at the event, just hype, just cheering people on. You know what I'm saying? Just telling jokes. She keeps the chat lively. You know what I mean? She checks people already. She's one of the platform bodyguards already, because all my rap elite queens, right? Shout out to Madam V,
Cooler, Simone J,
but even Mila Mansa, right? Obviously,
and Mila,
right. But when it comes to my platform bodyguards, it's Madam V and Simone J.
No
they
doubt.
Are not playing. Oh, and also
Shalisha.
Shout out to Mel. Yeah, Shalisha.
Yes, Mel. Definitely Mel.
Rapidly queen, but also a bodyguard. Right? Those three right there, not playing no games. You're not about to talk crazy in that chat. You're not about to challenge nothing. You're not about
pulling out razor blades.
Say nothing crazy. And if you ask a question, they got the answer for you. They're gonna tell you. If you ask, can I come at 7? They're gonna be like, no, nigga, be there at 8 o'clock.
Right now. Oh God, bro.
Loophole.
Straight
be there.
Up.
They're gonna let you know. And Keziah is
carrying that torch.
She's carrying that torch already.
Let's go.
If she keeps me on my toes, like if we have a change to the program. If there's a new person in the cipher, a new person added, she's like, "Is there an updated flyer yet?" And normally, I'm annoyed by that. Right? Man. Normally, that bothers me. But but knowing her energy and why she's asking, I appreciate it, because she is like super tapped in, and she just wants to get out there and get that information out there. So shout out to Keziah.
Yeah, keep picking the brains of these legends.
But as far as her position in the cipher, let's talk about that. Her first performance, she's got this patented flow, right? Where it's like a free flowing of thoughts, she got chip on her shoulder, she got slick lines, she's got an attitude and a confidence. The only thing that hurt her in the last one was, one, she does need to push the pen harder. We talked about that. The other thing is vocal projection. I don't know if it was like she was holding the mic right, but I don't know if she was holding it close enough. I don't know if she was speaking up loud enough. but she says you're gonna hear her this time. So I mean, we're hyped to see, make sure that we hear her this time, and I think she's gonna push the pen harder. She's preparing sudden death verses, so we're gonna see what's up with Keziah. She's in the 5-on-5. We're gonna see what's up with Keziah this episode.
Princess.
Nux Young.
Hey.
So glad to see Nux back, man.
My man.
Another veteran,
my dude, bro.
From pre-pandemic days, dark days.
Straight up.
And I feel like since he's been back, his pen has been sharper than back then. That season premiere verse was incredible. The storytelling was incredible. It was vivid. It was heartstring tugging. Because if those that don't know, while he's been gone, he's gone through a lot of different things, but he was shot, and shot in the head. And
Crazy, bro.
I can speak on that because that's what he was telling, the story that he was telling
right
in his Rapidly season premiere verse. So he's a blessing to even be here. It's a blessing to have him here, and for him to be able to tell those stories on our stage is also a blessing. And he's done it so well. And even his verse at episode 47 was super dope. So shout out to Nux Young. I think that the sky is the limit with him. And I feel like if you're a GM, he's definitely somebody that you should be paying attention to.
Yeah, just for a GM plug, Nux Young is in the top 10 both episodes this season. So
27 and 25.
He shouldn't be slept.
That's a name to watch.
Absolutely. All right. So why is
Grand Millie?
Yeah, I don't see Wansky on this list, Frank.
He was at the top. You actually kind of already talked about.
Also, is Key Speech?
He's at the very top.
I see it. The very right up under. Key Speech dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wansky's at the very top.
I see it. Yeah, because he got the stats in between his name and the rest. All right. Grant and shout out. I said that because I see him in the comments. So shout out to Wansky. But we are going to get to Wansky as well. Graham Millie. Graham Millie made his debut last episode. Didn't get his verse out. Stumbled a bit. He's a person that's very passionate about this platform. He's in the chat a lot. He's interacting. He's engaging, dropping little key styles and things like that. He's still I feel like he's finding himself as an MC and as a performer. And I think that our stage will be the stage where he continues to challenge himself in that way. He's very, feels like he has something to prove because he didn't get his verse out last time. So I'm interested to see what he brings to the stage this time. Didn't realize he was as tall as he was. That was a surprise. Last episode. Very tall guy. It's a Kane height. All-American Muslima. I am so interested.
Yeah, I want to see this one.
What she brings to the stage. I caught some of her rhymes on her page. She has a really dope style, just how she presents herself. She's conscious, obviously, and she's someone that's also kind of quiet, but you see her liking things, you see her commenting and things like that. She's got her eyes, she's locked in. She just doesn't talk a whole lot. And that's cool because, I believe that she would definitely bring an energy when she comes to the stage. I'm excited. We have all these new women MCs and, that's always dope. And I'm interested to see what All-American Muslima brings to this stage. Exit 23. Another MC that's been around for a long time. We've seen him evolve. We've seen him get better. I'm looking for his next evolution. I think there was a time where he couldn't project very well. The pen wasn't really there, but his pen's been getting better. His projection's been getting better, but I feel like he's gotten stagnant in that space that we've seen some of the same performances now, month after month. And I feel like there's a new level for him to crack. And I'm waiting for him to do that. And I hope, I think that can happen at any episode. 150. Wow. Koi. I always call him Kwa. He said it, but he said he don't even It's not. It's cool, and it's not even on there no more. It's just 150. So just 150. Listen, I think this is going to be a breakout episode for 150, and the reason why I think that is because he has never been this engaged in the chat, in promoting. I mean, if you go to his page, the flyers on the page like 3 times.
All right, he stepped out.
Talking in the chat every day. He's made his presence known. Like when the other MCs like Trey and Stick are in there talking about what they gonna do, where they gonna score, he like, yo, y'all talking kind of crazy. Okay. Like I'm not here type shit. And the only thing he said, the only thing I didn't have together before was my performance. So I feel that we are going to see a breakout performance from 150. Mark my word.
I like that.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Definitely.
Remo is an MC that's been. We've been getting freestyles from Remo. You know, he brings an energy. You know what I'm saying? We love his energy. And I feel like last month he wrote, but he said he lost his rhyme. You know, like he lost the rhyme and he started freestyling. I'm hoping that we get the written rap from Remo. He's a very intentional person in what he gives, and I want to hear the intentional rhymes. I want to hear the intention behind the rhymes, and that match.
We know he got it.
We know, yeah. And then the energy, right? Exactly. I want to hear the written rhyme with that energy, and I feel like we will get a different result from Remo. Pharaoh is an MC who is trying to find out why he hasn't cracked the code in the cipher. I actually had a very transparent conversation with him in the chat with the rest of the MCs talking about things that he needs to do. And one of those things that I told him that he needs to do is present the bars that he has. He has a hell of a pen. We see it more in the 5-on-5.
Thank you.
In the actual cipher, we not so much. And in that actual cipher, he has bars, but he presents them in a way that I feel like they kind of all flow together. And I'm
they do flow together.
Structure your raps differently to present those bars, as impact, they will have the desired effect. And he needs to learn that because he's going into battle rap the very next week against Chef Token, a person that has already made an incredible debut in battle rap and has figured that out. Has the same problems in the cipher, but has figured it out in battle rap. Right?
Chef Token in battle rap.
We got to see what Pharaoh does, but Pharaoh has a hell of a pen. He just needs to get out of his own way.
That's it.
Madam V, another MC that I feel like is still trying to figure out how to crack that code. Lots of bars.
100 bars.
Storytelling, cryptic. She commands that stage. Whether she's in pocket or not, you're paying attention to Madam V when she's rapping. And that's where her scores come from. But she wants to be in that upper realm of the Rap Elite ranking. And I feel like she's just one verse away.
She's just a tweak away from it. She's a tweak away from it.
She knows what she needs to do. It's a discipline thing.
That's all it is.
It's a discipline thing of structuring the raps. It's the structure. That's the issue. She knows it's the structure, but she's kind of rebellious to that.
Very rebellious.
Very rebellious. So she's been inching her way over to the dark, to the light, but
Come to the light, Caroline.
In the dark side. Right.
Yeah,
so
she's
in the chat right now.
Yeah, we see her.
It up because she knows that what I'm saying.
She being hard-headed as shit.
Right. Madam V in her way. Right.
Stop fucking playing.
She was also a favorite of my niece at episode 47. She was like, yo,
see,
who is that? She's dope. So
there you go. There you go.
She has a vocal presence and
stage
presence to win over a crowd. If she just tweaks, just fine tune it just a little bit, you will make it there. I swear to God, she will.
Super Dope Haskins.
My man, Hitsville.
Hitsville. First time in the cipher. We've seen him one time in Rap Elite Madness. But that's the only time. No, he's never been in the cipher before. Hell of an entertainer.
You sure?
I don't know why I feel like he was in there before.
Me too. But it might be because it's the Madness. I know I heard his name before.
Madness. Never been in the cipher. Hell of an entertainer, super multi-talented, has a pen, has performance experience, you know. Popular, you know, he's among other dope artists. You know, Real Life, I think, is in the Hitsville, Fucking Doe, you know, they so people are excited to see him in the cipher. And I expect some good things from Super Dope Haskins, right? So I'm excited to see that. Maggie, for those that don't know, also part of Goo Lagoon.
That's right.
He was supposed to be in a cipher once before and had to cancel.
Didn't make it.
Couldn't make it. Dope pen, dope performer, very authentic kind of individual. He gonna talk some shit. It's gonna be interesting to see him. We know he can perform because we've seen him perform on our stage with Goo Lagoon. Question is, what's he gonna do in the cipher? Excited to see it. And last but not least, the MC that we did not realize we had been leaving off of things and left off the flyer, left off of the WWE 2K, which we'll talk about in just a second. Pop Burner, top 20 MC from season 5.
Harlem.
Top 3, 4, 5 MC from last episode?
He was top 3. Hold on. I think it is top 3. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me get to it. He was top 4.
Top 4 MC last episode.
Yep.
Pop Burner's been burning.
And number 10. So top 10, the first episode.
And top 10 first episode. It's been a hell of a season for him so far. We can only expect great things from Pop Burner. So Pop Burner been turning it up, been consistent, right? Getting his verses out and pushing the pen even harder. I expect him to continue that. I'm sure this didn't help but do anything but add another chip on his shoulder that we forgot to add him to shit, which really didn't. It really wasn't a forget. It really just, I blame IG, but it happened, right? But we didn't forget about you, Pop. We got mad love for you.
Yeah, man, we got mad love, brother.
We got mad love for Pop,
bro.
And he is going to show up and show out. I expect it. He's been disrespected in the draft. GMs been disrespecting Pop Burner in the draft.
He definitely be
crazy this season.
Y'all tripping.
Super crazy.
Part of
now. All right. So now that we gotten through the MCs, let's talk about the draft GMs real quick. And where their standings are.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Kane had a question, radio.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm looking it up. I wanted to see where he was getting picked at.
Oh my gosh. I feel like he got picked like 3rd round, the first.
Yeah, yo, he was picked 3rd round, the first joint, and then
crazy 3rd round.
Second, and then the second round. I mean, the second round is cool, but the person who picked him in the second round probably would have passed because of key speech, but he wasn't sure, right? So the question is, would any of those other guys have picked Pop Burner? They should have. You know what I'm saying? Like Pop Burner is a second round up type of pick, yo.
Yeah, I mean,
a first round pick.
He's first round, bro.
That's why I said second and up, meaning
he's consistent.
When you picking him in the 3rd round, you're wild.
Yeah, I mean, if you know nothing else, just look at the stat sheet that Frank supplies, man. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
Hello.
yo, come on, man. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Speaking of the GMs, we can get into where's their stuff.
You talking about the GM scores?
Yeah.
Cheats is in first place right now with the 170.
Yes, now Cheats is in. Talk about Cheats' last performance. He took a risk on Key Speech. The GMs were made aware that Key Speech could potentially miss the episode right before the draft, right? And that's the reason why we saw Key Speech get drafted third round. He did make it, and he did what Key Speech does. So Cheats ended up with Key Speech, Wanski, and Top Burner.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Like,
oh my God.
Crazy. Yo, crazy. He almost. Yo, here's the crazy
all three
thing.
of them were in the top 5.
I mean, he fucking.
He had
put
a
up a 93.
93.5.
He almost cracked 100, bro. Like 7 points from 100. What?
7 points from 100.
The other GMs are hoping that he has some episode, because that's the only way that you. I didn't say the only way, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to And the thing about it, Cheats has never won an episode ever.
He's never won,
but he's always top 3 GMs every season.
Always.
It'd be like that.
No bonus points.
No bonus points, and always top 3.
Just solid teams.
Solid teams, consistent throughout the season. And so I don't expect him to be any different. He's always pulling tricks out his sleeve. He's one that will take chances. He's one that will buy spots if they're available. He'll trade spots.
He tried to recruit me last.
I called Kane in the middle of the draft.
No, that was crazy.
Called Kane on the phone because he was trying to hedge his Key Speech bet.
Cheats is the Danny Ainge of Rapper League.
Like, okay, if I'm gonna pick I need to have a backup if he doesn't make it. See, that's how he thinks, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he's number 1 right now. Eli, so behind him is
Eli.
Is it Eli?
Yeah, 73. 73.
Eli, our returning champion. He's just as invested as Cheats. He
will let you know.
He's confident. He's a shit talker. He's
all day.
He's like this. He's the bad guy this year, right? He's the bad guy. I think it's something that comes with that title, because after Randy won, he became the villain, right? And now Eli won, and he's the antagonist, right? So, you can expect him to stay tapped in. He's liking stuff when MCs are being announced. He's always paying attention. That's his job. He runs here RVA, right? That's his job.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. He always tapped in,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Eli. Third, is that Michael Millions? Because I can't see it.
Yeah,
Millions.
It's Mike.
Yeah,
Mike is third
behind Eli and
Michael Millions. Let me tell you,
it's sorted by for Spielberg. I think when you're looking at it, you're looking at them scores of the actual episode. You got to look at the total score.
Oh, my bad.
Mike got more. Yeah, Mike's total score is higher than.
Shout out to Michael Millions, because surprisingly, Mike's a busy guy, right? So surprisingly, he has been as engaged and invested as he's been, and he's very competitive about this. This excites him. He talks a lot of shit to the other GMs. He tells Henny he's going to throw a TV at him. He picks with it, and this is the crazy thing. Mike picks with his heart.
Yeah,
his relationship. He's got.
Don't work.
He's got working relationships with Keziah and last episode War Dog, and that's how they got here. Through being at the studio, right? That's how they got here. Guess who he picked last episode? War Dog and Keziah. They're both of their first performances. And it's working for him, right? So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes with this, because he is very competitive. He's not going to be picking with his heart the entire time. I can tell you that. But it's shout out to Ease in the comments.
Well, Ease,
shout out Mike.
Yeah, picking with your heart has not historically
gone
for GMs, but maybe the thing with Mike is that his relationship with them is built off of what he's seeing them perform right in front of him,
right.
In the studio. So, I don't think he would pick somebody that, if he's competitive about it, he's not going to pick somebody that won't serve his team well.
Right. And I think the people that come through that channel are also they end up taking it more seriously, because they don't want to make Mike look bad. I think that definitely plays a part in it too. It's like, if they decided to sign up because of Mike, it's something, a battery he put in their back about it, right?
Yeah.
And look, and that's on period from Kazire. So there's that. All right, so we got a lot. We still have other stuff we can't get through all these GMs, right? That's not what we're here to do.
Let's just do top 5. That's fine.
All right. So who's next?
Illa Styles.
Villains. The villains.
He's giving out the villains diversity scholarships when he's drafting. He's encouraging his MCs. He's very tapped in, because he's a guy that like follows the cipher and then goes and does records with the MCs, right? He's our group that's putting together the Rap Elite albums. He stays tapped in, and he's always going to be a threat. So shout out to Team Villains. And last but not least, who's fifth?
Henny Low.
Henny Low. Henny Low is an MC that taps in with the MCs that he drafts. He's gonna want to get let me hear your verse. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a super sharp MC. He knows what to look for rap wise, because he's a hell of a rapper. Mutant Academy. You know what I mean? So also he's a Southpaw Battle Coalition coach, and my right hand at this point with Southpaw Battle Coalition. So he's tapped in. He's super tapped in.
And I'll say this for Henny, because it applies to the GMs if y'all are watching or when you watch later. If you can't make a draft, which you don't want to not make a draft, but if you cannot, you need to send a full list. A full list of all 30 MCs of how you would pick them, so you don't lose out on maybe somebody that you would have grabbed, the way that it works if you're not there. And I only say that because Henny's in the top 5, but Henny won the first episode. So, but he just couldn't make this last one. And I'm sure he's going to make the draft tomorrow. So he's going to be right back in the mix. But when you just think about that and how these points work from the GM side, like Henny would be higher right now, right? If he probably would have either been there at the last draft, or if he would have gave us a full list. But just for the GMs, man, if you can't be there, give us the full list. Don't just give us your top 5 people, because your top 5 people going to be gone by the second round. I'm telling you.
All right. We definitely got to move on.
Yeah.
We've been here for longer than I anticipated, and we still have the entire Southpaw event to discuss. And with that, we've had a guest in the backstage of our studio. Rossetti
Bird.
I appreciate your patience, sir.
Nah, I was back here fucking putting my daughter to bed and all type of shit. Y'all good, man?
Multitasking.
Yeah, man. Got you.
My God.
I am hot as hell. and I saw Kane. I don't know, it just got hot for everybody. I saw Kane.
Everybody.
His like, god damn, I'm like literally fucking sweating over here. I don't know if this is
man.
Hey, the
raw.
difference between
Go ahead, man.
Yo, the difference between me, you, and Kane is I ain't got no undershirt on, so I got to keep my hoodie on. I'm hot too.
Crazy. I don't know what's happening, man.
Hey, y'all, I got to roll. What up, Rossetti?
It's good, Ken.
Oh, yeah. Well, Rossetti will take your spot.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
We don't always discuss MCs. We do daddy shit too.
Nah, that's the
Absolutely.
fact.
Absolutely.
So,
That's
No way
100%
around it.
All right, so Rossetti, our River City champion.
That sounds good, don't it?
Yes,
That sounds good.
definitely.
man, I'm trying. Look, hey, man, that belt's so fire. I'm trying to drive to Pittsburgh and get that man his belt, man.
Hey, man, my birthday on Thursday, man. Y'all get the news right in time, bro.
No, we will be presenting
Yeah.
Rossetti's belt at the event that we will be discussing right now, which is the School of Southpaw. The School of Southpaw.
That'll
The
that
Battle
moment.
Boombox at RVA Boombox on April 23rd. We will be presenting the belt. The belt is beautiful. I will absolutely say that. You'll be very happy with it, sir. Frank has done it again. But we are here to talk about these battles. This is the biggest card that we've had, the most loaded card that we've had in years. We haven't had 7 battles on a card in a long time, which is a testament to what we've built this back up to be. I feel like, it's been years in the making where we're developing new talent and a new culture around Southpaw. And I think this is the perfect time for us to kind of jump out and have a full card. I think it's been, and going forward, we're probably going to stay around the 4 or 5 battle realm. But I think this is the time to have a good 7 battle event and really get, and help people establish themselves in this roster. Rossetti, you are an MC that may have, if not, you have some of the most battles. You probably have the most battles maybe in Southpaw history, possibly.
Yeah, if not the most, it's top 2, top 3 for sure.
Yeah, definitely up there. And let me pull up. I have rankings here. Oh, you know what we did not discuss? Oh man. Hold on. Rossetti, you're here. We do need to talk about this. Sorry for those that Wanski's here too, and that's crazy. He just said that.
What's good, Wanski?
We did not discuss possibly 2 biggest threats in the Rap Elite Cypher and the feud that is occurring between Trey Authentic and
Wanski. That's
I apologize. We have to discuss that really quickly.
We got to.
Because that is a big story heading into episode 48. Wanski addressed Trey Authentic. For those that missed it, it went something like this.
I just want to say I'm never the one to start this shit, all right?
Sorry. Should have happened faster.
I just want to say I'm never the one to start this shit, all right? Yo. My girl told me lately I'm difficult to get through to. She noticed I've been drinking a little bit more than usual. I've been going through a lot of shit, like stupid baby mama shit. They tried to give me a record for yelling some DJ drama shit. It's interesting cause it's tension when I'm in Richmond. Niggas been talking foul like they trying to order chicken. I listen to Sneak, this is the week that I crashed my Wrangler. Then crashed in the clash against Corey like I'm Topanga. A lot of niggas haters, they can't fuck with the goo. Ain't know the hate was there like toilet paper stuck to his shoe. It's cause we skipped the gimmicks, the Olympic lifting, our bar's different. Trey got an off image of thinking he authentic. When last season came on, I warned him not to say more. It's funny how he come at me, but won't say shit to y'all know who I'm talking about. I told this nigga to watch his mouth, cause jarring turn to sparring. Ain't no rebound if we box him out. Look, I'd rather raise my child than have to raise a gun. But please believe for ops, I keep a stock like I'm trading funds. I could give a fuck about your rep or your amazing run. If you ain't Kel or Rel, it's smoke for you like I saved the blunt. You talk about choppers you ain't got, bro, all that shit is fake. Monkey ass, did the banana clips help appeal your case? This ain't what I had first you up, I'm glad I'm on for you. This behind the bars, I got more for you. And I ain't talking crip rappers, won't go throw no dish at you. Caught my niggas, told them not to ride out, I'm a dispatcher. Niggas be all friendly when they see me, then talk shit after. Just because I just dapped it don't mean that I won't bitch slap you. But on some real Trey, you fuck with the goo. Keep it real, you know that he wish he was in the group. Guess you thought cause we won't from Richmond, they was stuck here with you. We took care of business that weekend, now they loving the crew. Make all that singing about the Drake stop, then maybe.
All right, so
Bruh.
now some people missed why that happened, didn't understand what the what the reason was for the shots. The shots were not unwarranted. They were shots that came because of shots that were fired in season premiere. In the season premiere episode, I can't do the same thing. I'm gonna have to do a screen share situation real quick.
Turn around. Beat us a knock. What else do I need to earn? Had to rock to beat us a knocker, so I'ma need a chopper. Turn a rapper right in the goo. That's why they need a doctor. Had to murder family true. That's why they need a roster. Got the family versus the family like it's Meet the Fockers. I know the competition tired of me winning. Got 5 hoodies in the cut. Okay, I'm probably finished. And soon I gotta do some time for a minute. Ironically, I'm facing bars, but I'm a legend by the time that I'm finished. But life's a bitch though. I make them watch like the wrist glow. I Drew Hill dropped the main hit like a Cisco. I spit the fire like a 3-6. The Lions won't beat this. I went to hell, came back, Satan squares a deep dish. Who wanted tabs? I signed up after, like fuck a draft. Niggas say my verses ain't memorable. They ain't fucking laugh. How I feel, bitch, when I'm killing you. Use a couple calves, get the running, then the ducking. These motherfucking crabs trying to pull me back in the barrel, but I just got some spiritual. They got me thinking that I'm actually Pharaoh because the ball heads fly when I'm clapping the metal. It ain't a shot until I give a shot. I don't pretend or say this shit in vain because I don't never try to syringe. They gotta feel my pain. Last season want some revenge, but I'm not the same. So I'm about to fold them again. Like Ricky, they rush hours, I'ma owe them a 10. Get burned, they never learn. It's time to fall in some friends. Big worm, I got a bunch of killers rolling in bands. Damn, took me like Rob Van Dam. Kick when he spitting fans gram. I blame at these spitters in Richmond. I sent the beach home. Hello, Wanski, that a beach go. They went and got the bully, so I'm sending all 3 home. Cause I'm the champ. They be stabbing their crew. First hood.
Oh, I cut that for first hoodie, and the sad part is I got it from you. So these are not unwarranted shots.
Nah, this a reincarnation of the back and forth.
Trey didn't catch the verse, Wanski's verse live. So when he was told about it, he's like, oh, I thought it was just a couple shots. He's like, oh, he gave me 2 minutes. Like he gave me a whole verse. And he, the verse was personal. He felt it was a personal verse. He felt like Wanski's verse took it another place. Still competitive, still rap. No taking it any further than that. But he felt it away. Oh, yeah. He clearly feels away. And he is clearly looking.
Oh, he's on one. He's on one.
In blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, the verse is done. It's classic. It's gonna be one of them ones that lets everybody know why I'm here. I mean, you got 5 fucking hoodies. For you to be saying that,
bruh,
you know, for you to think that people don't know why you're here and you got 5 hoodies, that says a lot, right? So I think, and I know Wansky knows that that's coming. So we can only expect that Wansky is clipped up in the same way.
fire.
And so
Facts.
that's
And one thing I want to say too, because we didn't play that. I mean, we're not playing this from the last. I want to say it was season finale. If it wasn't season finale, it was like an episode or 2 before when Wansky was just like, you know, Trey winning, but I really was rocking the crowd more than, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But he said something like that. So I can understand, like, maybe Trey felt like that was a shot. So this is Trey's shot.
well, yeah, they've been
You know what I'm saying? So they back and forth. You know what I
they've
mean?
They've been tapping.
It's been brewing. It's been brewing.
So I mean, it and when you are at the top, we've seen this before. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Tony Red and Basic.
Seen it Tone Red and Basic.
Yep. Vintage was in that mix. That was a kind of like a trio. It was Tone Red, Basic, and Vintage at that time when it was kind
Tone
of
Red,
like
Basic, Vintage, and Will Young.
Yeah.
Will Young and Basic, and you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
we've seen this before. And that's weapons, and this is so right now. That's what we can expect. So it's gonna be good. But let's get to the battle, right? Let's get to the battles at Boombox. Let's talk to the champ. Appreciate you being here, sir. We need to get your opinion. This is the first card you ain't been on in a long time, sir. You get a
goddamn before COVID.
Yeah, you get to actually come and just have a good time. So that's one of the reasons why
I'm gassing everything too. I'm gassing everything.
I wanted to talk to you because you are the civilian for once in this particular situation, but you know about it. You know how the other MCs feel. He's been coming in the chat with the other MCs and you know, getting them motivated by telling them what's going on, what's being said on the streets about these battles.
That's just what I'm hearing about y'all gentlemen. It's not my opinion.
I heard about you. So in typical fashion, they are reacting. They are triggered. But yeah, so let's get to this card. We'll start bottom from the bottom of the card on up. C Spicy versus Introverse. This is both MC's second battle. And Introverse won. No. C Spicy won his first battle against Islam Rap God. Introverse lost his first battle against Sun. Now, the thing about that is Introverse's first opponent more experienced than C Spicy's first opponent. A little more dangerous, I would say. A lot more dangerous. Just because of the experience factor. I think Islam Rap God has a lot of potential to be really dope in battle rap if he wanted to take it seriously, but I don't think that's something he really wants. But Sun is definitely on a streak, and Introverse was a victim of that streak. But this is an interesting style clash. I think, you know, C Spicy has an entertainment factor. He has an unpredictability factor. You're not necessarily sure. When he was rapping at Islam Rap God, he did certain things you just didn't expect.
Right.
You know, that, you know, even with the angling, like with, you know, he's like, yo, you know, you call yourself Islam Rap God, like, isn't that haram? And you know what I'm saying? Like, you calling yourself a god, like, yo, that I didn't expect that from C Spicy. You know what I'm saying? It was a few lines in there that he landed that were really in battle rap form, and he's not what you would consider the prototypical battle rapper, right? Mm-hmm. So I think the unpredictability around C Spicy is what you watch out for. Also, you know, he's under my coaching umbrella, so I'm definitely gonna make sure that he comes correct. Introverse on the flip side, pen wise, I think he has the advantage by
far.
I'm gonna say by far.
Yeah.
His pen is really, really strong. The entertainment factor, he's got it. Third round against Son.
That third round was.
He showed some things.
Yeah, yo.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be an entertaining battle. If there's nothing else, it's gonna be entertaining. But I think we're gonna see some breakout performances from both MCs. What would your prediction be, Rossetti?
All right, so I probably got a little bit more on this battle than people would expect me to have for real, because I feel like the two of them, while it is a style clash, like they also in the same genre of battle rap kind of type shit. So I feel like just them two together is gonna create a good. I think it's gonna create a good matchup for real. If I gotta predict, I'm gonna give it to C Spicy, and that's solely just based off of audacity. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll go there with you, and like as a battle rapper, and like especially my style specifically, I can always appreciate somebody that's gonna attack the issue head on, not try to dip around it. We're gonna make it about this, set up shop right here, and just make you feel this for a little, pause. We're gonna chill right here and make you, what I'm saying, just make you think about what I'm saying for a little while type shit. But what I will say though, the dangerous part about Introverse, like you said, with his pen and like the pockets he hop into, I feel like if he showed up at his last battle with that same exact material and just said the shit different, Son might have had a different type of day that night. You know what I mean? Because like when I'm actually listening to what he's saying, like one of the bars, he said some shit like fuck, what the nigga said? He said something like, my intentions are all bad. The walls in my room are all pads. Like that shit was hard to me.
Yeah.
He just kind of rapped right through that shit though. Like if he would have just set that up a little bit different, then that could have did something. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna pick C Spicy just based off of what I seen, and I know that he's not scared to really attack you for real. But if Introverse get his delivery together, then that could be scary.
Absolutely. And he's under the Henny umbrella. Henny says that Introverse is probably the only person that is consistently on his line. That says a lot. He said he's not playing around. So I expect him to be much better than he was first time out. And he's also taking it very seriously. He's like, yo, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like how that first one went. You know what I mean? So he's not in the cipher.
Right.
This is the time we haven't seen him in the cipher. He's taking it serious.
Yeah, Preem a wild nigga for that too, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, he's definitely wild. 5 verses. Are you crazy?
Speaking to somebody who did the same shit versus the same nigga, but go ahead, do. On the same day, like a dumbass. Go ahead, dude.
Oh shit.
Chef Token versus Pharaoh. So Chef Token is already, he's already had his coming out party, man. He's already
he bit
the seal,
Yeah, man.
He bit by the bug, bro.
And he got the bug because he did enough to know what it's like to get the love. But had the stumbles enough to humble him and keep the chip on his shoulder. See, this is the thing. I can say from experience, having too much reaction or doing too well in your first battle can stunt your growth. Because it doesn't teach you how to deal with not getting the reaction to the shit you wrote. So you end up having to relearn that once you experience it. I felt that, and then my ridiculousness. My second battle was against JC, so to have to learn that against JC is just a whole nother. It's a whole nother.
The boys at work stressed.
Yeah. So, whatever. But I think Deontay Els felt that against Bro Life. It's a sobering feeling. And you know, so I feel like had Chef Token not had those stumbles, he would have been another person that would have been feeling like, yo, everything I say is fucking gonna hit always. You know what I'm saying? Because he just was in that bag. He was in a bag so much that even after he was stumbling and get his shit back, he would get reactions again. That's hard to do in battle rap. It's hard to have crickets and then get response. Like, that's not easy to do. It usually takes a lot of steam out of your round when you stopped and you were like, oh, it's my first battle. And
from both sides for real, because like now the crowd is a little bit off, but you off in your head too. So like that balance of them two things and can fuck the whole thing up.
Right, absolutely. So shout out to him for being able to pull it back together and get those reactions. But I think that he kept the chip on his shoulder to where he like, yo, I gotta really show motherfuckers the next time around. And he's also in my wheelhouse. So he was in my wheelhouse last time. So you already know how that's gonna go. Pharaoh, he's still got to break the seal. He's still got to experience everything new for the first time.
Yeah.
He's an unorthodox writer. He's not your typical battle rap expectant, right? So, like, we have a lot to see when it comes to Pharaoh. What we do know about Pharaoh is he has a lot of heart. And he has a pen. He has a hell of a pen. And he knows about performing on a number of different levels. Just being present and performing, moving around, entertaining people. He knows about that. And 5-on-5. He's been winning the 5-on-5s for the last 4 to 5 months. So that tells you that he knows how to diss people. He knows how to stand up in front of people rapping at him. He knows what it's like to get dissed. It's not going to be new to him. Combat is not new to Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? So that we do know. It's just how does he adapt to this form of battle rap? That's really what it is, right? So predictions?
I'm gonna go with Chef just because he got the first one out the way. I think he's gonna sharpen, fix the things that he need to fix to come in. That doesn't take anything away from Pharaoh, but Pharaoh's on his first learning curve, technically, you know what I'm saying? So he's gonna have to figure it out. But I think Chef will kind of take that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel the same way.
For me, my fault. Go ahead, Spielberg.
Nah, shoot.
Oh, all right, bet. For me, I'm a step out there and go with Pharaoh. For a couple of reasons, though. For a couple of reasons. One reason is that I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna have to battle Chef Token like probably before Pharaoh, so I'm just not gonna pick that nigga. But on top of that too, though.
Rossetti.
On top of that too, though, I feel like something that doesn't really get taken into account for real is that it's your first battle, so yeah, you got a lot to learn, but that's also like every battle bar I ever wrote in my life finna go into this battle, right? Like whenever I battle Will, I have been like just from being a battle rap fan, I had been sitting on some of that shit I gave him for I don't know how long. It was just a bunch of shit I had before I even decided that I was gonna be a battle rapper. You know what I mean? So I feel like, now if it was a first time verse somebody that got 6-7 battles, that's a vet. I'm gonna be more inclined to pick the vet at that point. But at the second battle, you still really, really learning shit for real. So
that's true.
And like you said, Pharaoh is a performer, and on top of that, he comes to a lot of battle events and like knows the language on how to speak about them and shit like that. So he's not gonna completely be a fish out of water. And yeah, so and like I said, I might battle too.
And he gets busy in the roasting the roasting sessions in the battle rap chat with the rest of us battle rappers. He gets kind of busy. Out of the people that that really do get busy, some people just they don't really be getting busy, but he kind of gets busy with the roasting. You know what I mean? So
he does.
my
only fear about Pharaoh is that he has the potential to go a little bit too far left. I don't think he will because he comes to battle events, but he has that in his bag where if he doesn't present it properly, I could see it not really going the right way.
This might be a good lane for Pharaoh.
Could be.
It could be. It just depends on how he approaches it, and that's always remains to be seen in your first battle. He's got an uphill climb though. I think that's just fair to say.
Yeah. Token. I mean, Chef, he did nice. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't taking nothing away from him. That nigga is nice. Trust me.
Right.
And the thing is, he was supposed to be Chef's first opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing. Chef been waiting.
Mm-hmm. He had some of that material before Rail, so yeah, that's true.
For sure. So, all right. So Son versus Bobby Uptown. Son is on a run. Son is getting better every battle. Son got scary last battle. If you didn't see Son versus Lyric, it's the most recent battle that dropped on Southpaw. Go check that out. Son's taking organs out. He's doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think Son is very dangerous because he's funny. He's got the personality, but he's got the pen. He's got a very unique delivery. It's super deliberate to the point where I want to coach him out of it, but it's so him that you kind of just need to leave it alone because it's not what you would want. It's not what you would say, yo, this is how you do it, but it works for him. It definitely works for him and like his whole personality and how he presents his bar. So it's going to be, I think it's interesting. Bobby Uptown, DMV MC, OSBL. I think he's still coming on a come up, still finding his rhythm. He's dope too. There's definitely a style clash. He's definitely a street rapper. You know what I'm saying? Against a guy that is completely not that, and that's his thing. So I mean, that I think falls in Son's favor a bit because he likes to talk that shit. Like he likes to talk that I'm not what you on shit. You know what I'm saying? And the more you on it, the more you kind of fall into
just feeding into it.
Right? You know, because the tougher you talk, the more it makes him saying that shit ain't what it is. It kind of cancels you out. Right. You know what I mean? But we just never, the only person we seen overcome that was Deontay. But I don't think Son was really there with his shit yet either. So it's like, it's kind of, you're kind of not really sure if Son is completely in his bag. Does that work the same? So I think it'll be interesting. It's an interesting style clash. Predictions?
Yeah. Just to kind of, I agree. I mean, I was going to say the same thing for real, basically about Bobby Uptown's his content. I just don't think that's the best strategy to take versus Son, because like you said, Son has and you not him, nigga, so relax before I say this, but Son has a Pat Stay type quality about him where if you pull up on him trying to be extra tough, he's going to make a joke out of it, and that's just not, you know what I mean? That's not the route that you really need to take versus him. And like it worked for Deontay, but it worked for Deontay because one, he was really leaving Earth, but two, that was the first time we ever saw him. We thought he was going to be ass, and he was far from it. So it just made it
far from it.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like that was it was just a different type of situation. That was a perfect storm, and like Son, he hadn't really found himself at that point. So I only watched one battle from Bobby Uptown, so I can't really speak too much about what he does and shit. But from what I saw, he dope. You can't just walk through him and nothing like that. But if he comes with that same content, I don't think it's gonna work out personally.
Yeah, and OSBL, it's some killers over there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's not, you know, it ain't the sandbox. You know what I'm saying? It definitely is some killers over there. So, you know, shout out to DC for bringing Bobby Uptown to the table. We're looking forward to his Southpaw debut for sure. Okay, this is one. This battle here is near and dear to my heart. I booked it, and people were trying to tell me I was wrong for booking it. I should have booked it. I should have booked this way or that way. I should have did this one with that one. And Bakari Kennedy versus Real Life. You asked me. Very well might be battle of the night. You asked me. If you look at those last performances, we saw a breakout performance from Bakari Kennedy against Deontay Els.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a breakout performance from Real Life against Chef Token. Man, that's going to be explosive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a style clash, but it's kind of not. Like, the pens.
Yeah, it's a good one.
This
is going to be a good one.
The pens, sirs. The confidence that both of them are coming into this battle with. Bakari coming off of an L, but not really.
Right.
Rel coming off of the best win of his career. And when I say a virtuoso performance, I mean a virtuoso performance.
Absolutely.
Like, Rel's round can be studied for Chef Token. Like, those were he did some special shit with the wordplay in that round. Those rounds. 1 through 3. Bakari, the heart he showed, the pen he showed, the performance he showed, the tenacity. That's going to be, to me, that's the one. That's the one I'm most excited about. I ain't gonna hold you. Everybody else could be mad at me. We got a world title bout on this card. I'm telling you, that's for me. That's the one I'm most excited about. I don't got no predictions. Bakari Kennedy's in my wheelhouse for the first time, so you already know he's going to be better than he's ever been. Shout out to not the Henny. I'm just saying everything that he's took from that.
That's kind of a knock.
This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of settled. What I'm trying to say is he's already got that playbook. Now he gets to get a whole nother playbook to add to that. That's what I'm saying. Whatever gaps have been missed in the playbooks, or maybe a new addition, new chapter to the playbook that has never been there, is going to be there. And so that's interesting. Rel, I feel like he's writing his own playbooks right now. And Bakari as well. I don't want to take anything away from Bakari. I don't think Bakari needs any coaching, nor does Real Life. I think if we let them go on their own, you're gonna get a classic regardless. It's just the enhancement is gonna make it even crazier because we know what the fuck we're doing over here. I'm interested to get your prediction on this, Rossetti.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy, man. I battled Bakari, obviously around my man, so I know he's capable of. I think this battle is gonna come down to who's able to impose their will more, and I don't even mean that in an aggressive way. I just mean one of them is gonna have to make the people in that room fuck with what they doing more than the other one, right? Because Bakari is gonna come to rap. Bakari believes wholeheartedly he is the best nigga on this card. Like, there's no doubt about that. Bakari, he has all the confidence in the world, and Rel's style is just so different because it's a crazy ass pen, but he tuck it in a way that doesn't feel like it. You know what I mean?
It felt like, and this is gonna sound really dramatic, right? because when I say this, this is gonna be like when you watch the 5 Heartbeats and he's like, this next group said they better than the last group and the Temptations all rolled up into one.
Right.
It's gonna sound like that, but bring the tears down a little bit. But just think styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like Goods with Daylight's pen.
Nah, you had to be there.
You had to be there,
bro.
I like that.
That's what Rail felt like against Chef Token.
I like how you,
bro.
Great comparison.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
It's the presence, and I'm talking down to you. I'm that nigga.
Yeah.
Energy. They all know
With
it. In this room, we all know what I'm saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm writing it in a way like I don't have all of that.
Right.
I'm writing like I need to write for my life because I don't have the charisma, but I do. That's what we got.
On top of that, he hops in and out of pockets like seamlessly. Like it'll be to the point he'll be saying some shit in like damn near a sing-songy type of way. But then, so like you already like kind of into the momentum with him and shit. Then when you get that last bar, like that last performance was a lot, bro. That last performance versus Chef, that was a lot. I can say the same for Bakari though, because like I said it in the chat. Like it was a point during one of his rounds, I had ran to the bathroom. I don't know what he said, but whatever it was, the motherfucking floor was shaking in the bathroom during his round.
And in his desire to fight. The way he started his second round, like just jumped in on
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's that tenacity and that confidence and that young old head. The shit that Bakari knows about at his age is baffling.
Ain't it? It's crazy.
Shit that you be knowing about, I'd be like, bro, you will nowhere near born to be talking about this shit. Like across the board, musically, sports wise, box, whatever it is, he's gonna have the conversation with you. Like we all grew up together, but it's like you have to remind yourself that nigga, you're like in your low 20s. Like, how is it that you even know what we're talking about right now? You know what I'm saying? And it's that level of studying and then understanding, like he has a chip on his shoulder because he feel like he's been rapping over top of people's heads, and he's like, oh, so I need to bring it back down a little bit for y'all to get it. Okay, I got you. So we're gonna see what that yields. I see you hesitant on the prediction, Rossetti.
Oh no, I'm not hesitant at all. I got Rail 2-1, regardless of who he battling.
Okay. He said regardless of who he's battling.
Yeah, it could have been Lux. I got Rail. It's just gonna be a fire battle though.
No, that's a super fact. All right. Grudge match. Another one of them ones.
I'm about to make this nigga mad.
Deontay Els versus Era Hardaway. Deontay Els coming off of the marquee battle that he had against Bakari Kennedy. Incredible performance, lots of moments. He's got a chip on his shoulder because he feels like people saying he rapped too long and all of that. And and he's just got a chip on his shoulder. He lives with one. He wants to be declared the greatest to touch a Southpaw stage ever, always, and doesn't want to hear anything else about it ever.
No question.
Oh man, L's a fool, bro.
He just doesn't. He wakes up on bullshit every single day. Okay, that is Deontay L. He forces himself to not like his opponents every single time, and then becomes friends with them after the fact. But prior to seeing you, he tells you, "I don't like you.
I hate you.
I hate you. I don't like you." Era Hardaway, cool ass motherfucker, man.
Yeah,
Cool dude. Slick pen.
Slick pen.
Very methodical, strategic. I don't feel we've seen the pen. I don't think we've seen the arsenal yet from Era that we need to see to beat Deontay, but I've seen the potential. And I know what type of thinker, what type of artist, what type of conceptual writer, what type of performer Era Hardaway is, the heart that he has. So I know that because he respects Deontay, he told Deontay, and they had a little on IG live face off on their own, and he told him, he said, "Man, you think I picked the most ferocious nigga in Southpaw to come up here?"
I ain't like that adjective. I ain't like that adjective.
Why you didn't like that adjective?
I don't know. It's something about it that ain't sit right with me. I don't know what word should have been there, but I ain't like ferocious. But go ahead, though.
I would give Deontay ferocious. If I had,
can we get a synonym for that though? Ferocious would sound crazy to me.
This guy is not changed at all.
Nah, one of the things, just to hop in real quick though, before I forget. One of the factors in this battle, and I don't even, it's gonna come off crazy regardless of whatever. But I feel like because we've seen like a high level L's before, and like the era that we saw on Southpaw was just kind of cool. He got better since then and shit. But the era that we saw versus Rel wasn't to the level of the best Deontay L's we've seen. So like psychologically, like when I'm going into battles, I think about this kind of shit. Because of that, if L's go from here to here and Era go from here to there, even if it's here, it's even now. Just like just by the way we view it. That's how it's gonna feel,
Right. And I would venture to say it would even favor Era, because if Era starts getting off in ways against Deontay that you don't expect or we've never seen, it's gonna have a more dramatic effect.
Amen.
Yeah, and he can is the thing. I've never seen it in a battle, but in his music, he can definitely rap. So he has the like it's there.
He's a Rap Elite Cypher champion.
Right. He can
first timer champion. I think he's maybe the first person or maybe one of the first people to do that, to win on their first time, and did it by jumping off the stage. No one had ever did that. He performed his Cyberverse in the crowd. Nobody ever did that with a scheme, a poker scheme. It was a scheme. He is a schemer. Both of them are schemers, just different ways. I think it's going to be very interesting. Any grudge match is always somewhat of a toss-up, even in wrestling. If there's a grudge match, I don't care how good the upside is, there will be blood on both ends. You might see the upside bleed. It happens, right? Very rarely in a rivalry or a grudge match do you see a squash. Happens, but I wouldn't expect it. I would expect a good battle, and that's one to look out for sure.
If I got to put a prediction on it, I'm going to pick Deontay, just because I've just seen more from him, and I've heard some of the material, and he, just because you hear it, that don't mean somebody going to deliver it properly on the day of. But from what I heard and knowing how he performs, I think it's going to be a little bit too much. But it's you can't underestimate anybody at the end of the day. And like I said, Era can rap, so it's in there. And if he package it together the right way,
hey, let's say in Era's only battle on Southpaw is a dub over Real Life. That's not.
What was it though? As a matter of fact, I ain't gonna do that because I don't like it when niggas do it to me. So let me shut the fuck up. Eric Hardaway won that battle. Let me shut my ass up. As Mr. Debatable over here, I don't have the right to make those type of statements.
Oh man. Put respect on Rossetti's record. Put respect on Rossetti's record.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. You ain't got to change your opinion, but goddamn, bro. I beat that nigga ass. It's like, bro, y'all doing a lot. Y'all doing a lot.
The battles that have Rossetti are all disgruntled.
Man.
You be hearing what I be saying to these niggas, man. You know, I'd be upset too. I'd be upset too.
Will Young versus Sonny Colfax. Oh man, marquee battle right there. Style clash. Will Young is like a young vet. You know, obviously, you know, Rossetti, you and Will Young, y'all started y'all battle rap career together, battling each other, and have both been working like crazy. Will put up maybe 10 battles in that same year.
Yeah, he was in the 7-5 going crazy.
He was in the 7-5 going crazy, and then did the tournament, went far in the tournament. Just had a crucible, didn't go well, but he had that experience, right? He was asked to be there. He'll have another opportunity before it's all said and done. Will's first time back in a while. His last time was an L against Jordan Bailey. So he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. Plus, we've seen him, you know, the dub, was it D-Dub?
Dub, D-Dub, something like that.
Damn, I hate to fuck his name up because he's a dope MC. Will was incredible in that. And
I thought he 30 though.
Oh, he did for sure. And so then you have Sonny Colfax. Sonny Colfax is a seasoned Richmond battle rap MC. He's got a W in the PGs on URL. He knows how to neutralize opponents. He's come on the Southpaw stage and made people that were shining look normal. He's a threat, and he doesn't play when he comes to Southpaw. And he's only gotten better, and he's been sitting for a while, so he's been wanting to battle. He just ain't had no plates because it's been, you know, so like he's not going to come to Southpaw, and he's been judging the last few events. So he's been around. He's been watching motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, he is not coming to play with Will. And he respects Will Young. He's not going to play with Will. But Will's not going to play either. And both of them have the ability to be entertaining. They both have incredible pens. They both have performance. It's going to be a very competitive battle. What say you, Rossetti?
Yeah, I'm interested in this battle because it's gonna be angles, and you know, if you watch my battles, you know that's my shit. I fuck with that style heavily, and I think we're gonna get some good angles in this battle, and I think they both gonna get attacked in ways they haven't been attacked before, because they always, you know, tend to come up with something fresh. I'm gonna lean to Will. Obviously, he's Southpaw. Will, my dog. I came into the game with him. I'm gonna go with Will. I didn't just see him get crazy, bro. I know that sometimes if you catch Will on the wrong, like some days Will will show up and he just be in there bullshit. Like we done all seen that. It'd be other days when Will show up and this nigga feet not on the ground.
Right.
Like they not. He up there doing some whole different shit. And if you catch him in that pocket, it's gonna be bad. And I feel like this is a battle where we're gonna get that from him. Now, with that being said, Sonny is a master angler. You know what I mean? I've watched him for sure. Y'all had him judging me versus Preem. I didn't think that was fair, but that's something else. I feel like with him, That nigga's a psychopath, bro. Like I know a motherfucker that really look at their opponent and study and really try to pick them apart going into that battle. Because from watching his battles, like some of the shit that he be saying, that's not something that you just pick up, you just shit and just write. Like no, he really sit down and prepare something special for you. And I'm always gonna have respect for that. I always like that. But I'm gonna go with Will 2-1, but that's gonna be a crazy battle, bro. That's gonna be a crazy battle, and it could go either way. It could go either fucking way.
I agree 100% with everything that's been said. And last but definitely not least, our world heavyweight title bout. It is a rematch between Khabib and Preem.
Yeah.
These are homies. They both represent Renaissance, just as Sonny Colfax does. This is a Renaissance card. Khabib, he's been floating off the ground for a good while now. The only loss he's taken recently was against Will Young. But that was not, it's like you could dice them rounds up any way you wanted to every time you watched it. That was the worst, that was the hardest battle I had to judge probably ever.
That was a good battle.
That was, I think the only thing tougher than that for me not tougher than that, but second to that was probably you and Deontay. Had a tough time with some of those rounds. Like, I don't know, I could flip a coin and it be whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you and Bakar. I felt that way about that too.
Mr. Debatable, man, all of them. Me versus Trey, that was a 1-point battle. All of my shits be like that for whatever reason.
Because people try to come in, they try to kill you. And your approach to this is I'm gonna paint the narrative that I want to paint about you, and that neutralizes the opponent, but they're still doing really well. So really, just it's like, what are you here for? What do you want to hear?
Right.
What do you believe in?
Arm me up, bro. I ain't even gonna lie about it. They be showing up with some shit.
This is true. Khabib and Preem. Preem. He's coming off of a win against Rossetti. And Preem, for the most part, outside of his one tournament loss to Jay Moore, which I thought that Preem did not, that might have been the least impressive Preem we've had on Southpaw, period, against Jay Moore, which is mind-boggling to me. But it was what it was. Outside of that, he's tried to kill everybody. He demolished Basic.
Yeah, that was bad.
He kind of demolished Bakari.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He's been a highlight reel. So, you know, I expect that he respects Khabib immensely. That's the homie. And when you talk about it, it's like he'll say, like, that's Khabib. I ain't like shit. Like, it's the respect level is so high. He's not about to come in. But he wants that belt. He wants the belt. He's been saying he wanted the belt no matter who had it for a minute. So Preem wants that belt. But Khabib just got it. And Khabib's been wanting the respect that comes with that belt from Southpaw since he got here, which is the very first card Southpaw ever had. He's a person that's been on the roster that feels like an outsider. For whatever reason. Maybe that's a chip that he puts on his own shoulder. I feel like he's gotten the respect that he deserves. He just wants more. And he still wants more. So I think this is the what as we always wrestling term, the irresistible force versus the immovable object.
Yeah.
The unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
This one's tough to call. Because we know that, similar to what I was saying about Sonny, we know that Habib is going to come in there and make you a meal from scratch, solely for you. You know what I mean? Everything is going to be specifically for you. I feel like he knows what people fuck with about him, and he leans into that shit.
Right.
And, that's smart to do as a battle rapper. The tough part with Preem is Preem just knows how to make a room fuck with him. You know what I mean? And it's like with him, it's almost like it's the momentum. Because once he lands one, 3 gonna land, 4 gonna land, the 7 gonna land, then the 9 gonna land. You know what I mean? It's just he know how to catch that momentum, and because of his pace, it's not overwhelming. You know what I mean? So like he knows how to go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad. I don't mean it.
Yeah. I was just gonna say he knows, almost like cinematic in a way where he knows how to create that build. And he's not a person that leads you to the build and lets you down. Usually when you get to the build, it's a payoff of some sort there.
Right. And now here's the thing too about pace though. This is a battle of pace.
Mm-hmm.
2 opposite paces.
Absolutely. 100%.
Habib is rapidly rap. He's high pace, high intensity, lots of words, rapid fire,
right,
aggressive. Preem is slow, plodding, methodical.
Yeah.
You're gonna see this punch coming, but it doesn't mean you can get out of the way.
Yeah. Preem wasn't like I'm gonna speak about it from I battle both of them. No, dead ass Spielberg. I'm gonna speak about it because I battle both of them, and just kind of just giving people the insight as far as what it is standing in front of them. Right, it's 2 different feelings. With Habib, he knows how to kind of come in and out of it. Right, you know what I'm saying? As far as like he's talking to you, then he pops out to the audience for a second, and he's talking about motherfucking black plight or whatever bag he's getting into at that moment. Right. And then just when you think that it's not about you, this nigga fucking swim moves underneath your arm right here with some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Some old jujitsu shit.
Yeah. So like, it's a problem. It's a problem
Straight
to
up.
deal with. But the thing with Preem, like you said, he's really just gonna walk you down the whole way. And on top of that, with Preem, I feel like sometimes he might get a little random, but this is his dog. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, while they're not gonna get personal, I'm quite sure some shit that he don't wanted to say to this nigga.
Right.
Being around him, you know what I mean? Just on a rap sense.
Right.
So I think we're gonna get a different type of Preem that's gonna be very direct and really getting some shit off of his chest for real. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to say Bakari and Rel's battle, could be battle of the night. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna put your money on what's gonna be battle of the night, it should be on the world title. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a lot at stake.
And they've earned the credit. That's not something that gets taken into account with crowds and shit. It's like if you're a newer battler, we sitting here like this, just waiting to see what the fuck you gonna do. When Habib come up there, we know we're gonna get some shit, and we kind of know his cadence of when the shit is on the way. Same thing with Preem. They both earn the credit of the audience. So I feel like the energy of that battle is going to be crazy, and it's going to be a lot of their own crew in the building. So it's going to be energy.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it. So that concludes our card. We've been here so much longer than I thought we would be. We've been here for 2.5 hours and change. We completely forgot our major announcement. The major announcement for the Rap Elite, I'm gonna say it, even though we only have a few people still tapping. Shout out to the 5 of y'all that's still actually fucking watching. You are the fucking truth, right? Okay. But and Frank is not even here anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like
Frank gone.
Frank gone. I mean,
there you go.
Frank, yeah.
But we're gonna record this because we're gonna end up using this, to make a post so people will know. With Rapidly in our building going forward, we have a new thing, a new initiative that we will be rolling out called the Pick 3 Jackpot. It now gives people that even MCs will be able to participate in this. Rapidly staff cannot participate. GMs cannot participate. MCs can participate, and audience can participate.
Yeah.
The fans can participate. Rapidly Pick 3 Jackpot. You are able to buy a lottery ticket in the building for $1. On this lottery ticket, you will write the top 3 MCs that you feel will be the top 3 that night.
Nice.
If you have to pick who's going to be the top 3. You can buy as many tickets as you want. You can guess as many times as you want. It's going to all go into a pot, into a box. All the money's going in there. Whoever wins, if you get this correct, you got the right winning lottery ticket, you come and claim your pot. At the end of the night, nothing goes to the house. Nothing goes to the house.
Y'all lucky I ain't there.
If nobody wins, that all of that pot will get carried over to the next month. We're taking none of it. 15% of the rollover will go to charity, community 50-50. The rest of it will go back into the pot for the next month. Everyone will be aware of what that pot amount is. And obviously, new rollover of betting will add to that. And the winner, if it continues to grow, then we'll continue to report that number until somebody wins that jackpot. But that is what we're doing. We have created, I guess, the FanDuel of RVA Rapidly.
Facts.
If you figure out,
somebody go get cussed out. Nigga, I'll fix you this ass, nigga.
Fantasy rap.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'll put you on 3 of my damn tickets, and you
garbage, nigga.
Oh my god!
But we feel like that will create incredible energy.
Yes.
We're gonna have more engagement from the audience with the MCs, and when they're on stage, we're gonna have people watching with more intently. I think it's gonna be more shit talking. People gonna be telling people, vote on, bet on me because I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be really interesting, the energy behind this initiative, and we're excited about it. I think it's gonna be a game changer for Rap Elite. But you have to be in the building to bet. You can't do it virtually. None of that. You have to be in the building to place those bets. And you have to come and claim your ticket. We're not coming to find you. Hold on to your lottery ticket and come claim your ticket just like any lottery ticket in the world. So there's that. And there's also, if you've seen recently, we posted the WWE 2K. Shout out to Rossetti, because when we did last year's game on Southpaw,
he had a cheat code, man.
His character was
that dude had a cheat code.
Yeah. He won every match he was in. We'll be doing Southpaw before Battles at Boombox. We'll be doing Southpaw WWE 2K predictions, but we have started that now also for Rap Elite. So the 30 MCs, Lord, man, that took a lot of time to sit and create 32 MCs thus far with the SoundCloud MCs. But we will be doing the Royal Rumble.
No, it's 33 because we gotta add.
We gotta Pop Burner.
You gotta have
Pop Burner. Get off this thing, because I still need to make Pop Burner before the night is done. But yes, so we'll be doing that next Wednesday, live on Rap Elite YouTube. You'll be able to watch the live stream of the Royal Rumble predictions, as well as the women we can't put in the Royal Rumble, so they will have their own 6 women 6-way match, Extreme Rules. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure y'all tune in. But tune in tomorrow night for the episode 48 MC draft. I'm going to get off of here. I want y'all gentlemen.
One quick thing, bro. New album, Raw,
Yes.
coming out April 6th on Thursday. On top of that, we got a show at RVA Boombox on Saturday. It's gonna be myself, Will Young, Big B, OZ, Corey Jai, and Scoozy out of the 7-5. Doors open at 7, if I'm not mistaken. So just come around that time. If you need information on the tickets, hit me or any of those other gentlemen. It's just gonna be a good show. That's it.
Man, that's a crazy line. That's such a crazy line.
You don't know, Will Young could have been on the bill anyway, but he won his spot on that bill by winning the Cypher at season premiere. Just letting y'all know these are, as well as his High Off Life freestyle at winning at season premiere. It's a lot of opportunities floating around on these rap elite stages. I just want to make that clear. I'll be touching the stage during Big B's set, so make sure y'all do pull up the RV Boombox this Saturday. It's gonna be a crazy show. That it was a lot of Rap Elite alumni, a lot of Rap Elite and Southpaw alumni on that bill. Almost everyone.
Everybody but one, I think.
Huh?
I said everybody but Scoozy, I think, unless he was on Rap Elite, and I don't remember.
Scoozy did one cypher.
Yeah, he did one cypher. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. Everybody been on that stage. So
that's hard.
Shout out to Big B. He's been doing a great job with putting these shows together. So man, I appreciate everybody for tapping. We got 7 people still watching. 2 hours and 40 minutes later. I'm hungry.
Hungry, bro. Trying to get something to eat.
I spent, man, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for staying and tapped in.
H-Town in the house.
Make sure y'all tap in the draft tomorrow. H-Town in the house.
Cousin Texas.
Thank you, Rossetti. Make sure y'all get that album raw when it drops. April what?
April 6th, Thursday. That's my birthday.
Thursday,
oh man.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Thursday.
That's what it is. Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday in advance to Rossetti.
Yeah, man.
Our River City champion will definitely be promoting that album. We'll definitely be playing that album.
Please.
Yeah, man. It's a great time in Richmond hip hop. Rise of Richmond rap. Virginia hip hop. Shout out to Something Indie Water. Shout out to the music center. The music shop. My center. Yeah, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. What time? 8 p.m. right here for the MC draft. Tune in, tap in. But peace.
All right, y'all.
Holla.